So Seminar 1 is about the web as a platform and as a service.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have, well, we have 3 guest speakers in Seminar 1. The second one, social networking, on February the 16th at 6 p.m. And which one is that?
Meredith Farkas.
Meredith Farkas, who needs basically no introduction. She's probably the second most famous speaker on the list. They're all pretty well known, but and then March 2nd, 6 p.m. via Illuminate, we have Web Design for Libraries. And I met him at Internet Librarian talking about gaming, because he was involved.
Aaron Schmidt.
Aaron Schmidt was doing gaming at the time.
Uh-huh.
There's an interesting thing about Aaron was that I was talking about Second Life, and he came up after me and said, you know, the interesting thing about this, well, no, in my presentation I said, you know, it's not gaming. Let's not talk about gaming.
Mm-hmm.
And then his rejoinder to that when he came up and spoke was, it's not a game because nobody knows what it's for.
Well, he
games have a meaning and a reason, and
he's fairly new to the field too, and
I think he's younger than me.
What's interesting is that he lives out in Oregon, but he's the digital initiatives librarian at DC Public Library, and I'm kind of fascinated with that because I'd like to do that too. I'm geographically bound in a small town in Illinois, and it sounds exciting to be able to work for a library and you don't have to be there. That's becoming more and more possible.
That's ironic because I work for a school that I don't have to be anywhere near, and I come into the office every day. So then, okay, so March 10th, the first collection is due, and you can get more information specifically about how the collection works. Then on March 10th, participation. So let me tell you a little bit about participation. Participation is really 3 parts. It's one, you're participating. You're adding information to the forum, you're making comments and doing things that are beyond, gee, I think that's wonderful, you know, or giving positive comments without any meat. To me, that's not really participation. So you need to bring interesting things to the forum. That's the first part. The second part is if you're the leader for that seminar, so each seminar there's going to be a leader, then you're going to add questions and facilitate and make connections and synthesis between different posts that are put on the forum. Then the third part is that Lori and I are going to be involved in the forums and contributing as well as facilitators. So each seminar you'll either be just participating or participating with a leading and facilitating aspect. We're going to review those on March 10th for the first seminar. And then we're going to swap it over. We're going to have new leaders for the second seminar. Second seminar is on innovative collections and new formats. When we were designing the class last month, what did you have in mind for the seminar?
Well, libraries are so much more than books now. And there are materials in a variety of different formats, and you have to be ready to deal with those. If you're not ready to look at a library as something more than books in paper format, you better go to another profession. On Yahoo over the weekend, they had an article, is this the year of the ebook reader? With the Sony reader coming out and the Kindle coming out, and all kinds of new ebook readers. It's just been 4 or 5 years since downloadable digital audio books have become popular, and then all kinds of other media and formats. So in this seminar we wanted to make you aware of these and the role that they're playing in libraries in the 21st century. And we have a couple speakers we already talked about, Tom Peters and also Joe Murphy, who will do a great job about talking about some of these new formats for collections.
Yeah, librarianship is not really about books and places anymore. It's about ways that people gather information and helping them do that. So then the paper is due pretty early in the term, March 24th. And now the paper is a project or how would you define the paper?
This gives you guys a chance to look at a topic on Web 3.0 or new trends that's of real interest to you, that you want to do a little research on, and you can write a paper about that service and its impact on libraries, or you can form it as a proposal for a new service in a real library or a fictional library. And I've used this different assignment in different ways in different courses, and a number of people have used it for something for their real library. Maybe their library's looking at digital reference, or it's looking at mobile text reference, or it's looking at adding downloadable audio books. And this will give you a chance to look at the literature, talk to people, look at library websites, and either create a paper that discusses this new trend, or as a proposal for a service you want to start in your library.
So this is something that somebody could, when they're done, plop down on their boss's desk and say, give me the resources to do this.
Yes.
And get them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a blueprint for further action.
Mm-hmm.
Or a report, a survey of industry, and a survey of the topic.
Right.
And we have
So it'll give you a little more in-depth expertise on a topic of interest to you.
and this is something that you have a pretty well-defined rubric for. All the different aspects of the course, we have these rubrics, which I think are pretty rare, telling the students this many points for this kind of quality. So we'll talk. I think we'll talk a little bit more about the rubrics in a bit. So collection 2 is due April 14th. That's the second of the 3 collections, the seminar collections. And participation, again, graded. If you're the leader, you get the participation grade. If you're the just a participant, then you'll get that grade.